Uganda is one of the countries that have made notable progress in the promotion and protection of the rights of persons with disabilities, ranging from the international, regional, and national level. At the heart of this commitment is Article 21 of the 1995 Constitution of the Republic of Uganda that guarantees equality before and under the law for all persons and affirms the right to equal protection without discrimination, including persons with disabilities. In circumstances where persons with disabilities are in conflict with the law, this promise has been put to test, as a number of persons with disabilities have ended up being incarcerated in the various prison units across the country. It was on this basis that in 2024, the National Union of Disabled Persons of Uganda, NUDIP, collaborated with Uganda Prison Service to conduct a situation assessment of the living conditions of inmates with disabilities in their various prison units across the country. The situation assessment report revealed knowledge gaps on disability inclusion by prison officers and ward leaders of various inmates. In response to this, NUDIP piloted disability inclusion and human rights trainings for selected prison officers, ward leaders, and inmates with disabilities from Luzira Makshunbe Prison, Luzira Upper Prison, Luzira Women Prison, and Chitalia Minimax Prison. This documentary not only highlights practical efforts to promote disability inclusion, dignity, and human rights of inmates with disabilities in the said prison units, but also proposes recommendations to scale up disability inclusion.
Hello viewers, my name is Superintendent of Prisons Stella Salome Ato. I am the officer in charge of the Uganda Government Prison Luzira Women. I am here to brief you about the partnership that Luzira Women Prison has enjoyed with the National Union of Persons with Disability, NUDIPO, and how this partnership has generally improved the inclusion of our clients, the prisoners living with disability, in our day-to-day management. We have so far had 2 trainings with NUDIPO, and this is the kind of engagement, the kind of partnership we have had with NUDIPO. And these 2 trainings have generally addressed knowledge gap among our staff and generally improved the alertness to considerations that we make towards persons with disability in the day-to-day running of the prison. Accommodation of our inmates has been improved with this knowledge improvement that we should look at always the needs of this smaller population as we run the prison. Previously, this prison had only squatting toilets, but as we speak now, the wards accommodating persons living with disability have been installed with the sitting toilets, and so they enjoy the privileges of self-contained wards. Assistive devices have been provided to our inmates with disabilities, with specific disabilities. For example, those with the locomotive disabilities have been provided with wheelchairs. Those with vision disabilities, recently the prison's headquarters Department of Welfare and Rehabilitation distributed over 28 eyeglasses to our inmates with vision disability. A number of indoor games have also been introduced as part of sports and games rehabilitation of our inmates, and this has improved inclusion of all inmates in the participation.
Everyone has a right to live regardless of their disability and impairment. Our goal here at Luzira Women Prison is to promote dignity, respect, and equality. All thanks to Uganda Prison Services and NUDIPO for the trainings we have had. We were trained to embrace all the persons with impairments like hearing, walking, talking, and visual impairments, among others. They, like every one of us, have the opportunity to engage actively in a number of vocational skillings, activities like hairdressing, we have tailoring, weaving, and knitting, to mention but a few. Following a number of trainings and social assemblies, we as inmates have embraced taking care of one another regardless of the natural and accidental disabilities. Segregation is not a language common to us. We treat each other equally, all because of the primary necessities for inclusion of the disabled are being put in place by the prison service in conjunction with NUDIPO. As inmate leaders, this is how we have put disability inclusion mechanisms as guided by NUDIPO. We have helped our fellow inmates to do chores like washing, cleaning, to ensure good sanitation. When everyone else is getting food, lunch, or breakfast, we assist our fellow inmates who have impairments to serve them first. Our fellow inmates who have impairments have been made to sleep on the downer beds to simplify their life. When they go to the sick bay, they are given the first priority to medical attention without lining up. A call for further intervention, we recommend the continuous empowerment of existing inmates management committee members, regularly reviewing and update the prison policies to ensure they include disability rights standards, to provide basic sign language trainings for both the staff and peer educators.
At Uganda'S Women Prison, disability isn't inability. Just like any other human being, our dear sisters have their beautiful dreams that pull them out of their beds every morning, and they get to workshop, salon, and tailoring to see themselves shine, and trust me, they are greatly achieving. Everyone in this community of ours lives from all walks of life, and we don't discriminate any of our sisters with a physical disorder. This is a community where we value showing mercy, and to us who are too well, we find too much value in serving others and offering a shoulder or a hand to a sister in need. Stigmatization isn't embraced in this community, since love is all we share in this little family of ours. We no longer call them by their physical disability as it used to be, but we politely mention their names, not for them to feel discriminated or abused. All thanks to NUDIPO.
To take this opportunity to thank the Commissioner General of Prisons for the open door policy that has enabled NUDIPO to come to Upper Prison purposely to train us on how to advocate for the rights of inmate persons living with disabilities, and as well as creating safe spaces for them. I personally attended the training, and it equipped me with a lot of knowledge on best practices in regard to managing persons living with disabilities. And because of that training, we have been able to advocate for the rights of fellow inmates who are living with disabilities. And in due course, we've been able to realize tremendous change. For example, these inmates are exempted from queuing up when they go to the medical facility. They are exempted from queuing up when they go to make phone calls. And on top of that, there has been inclusivity. persons living with disabilities in this facility have been able to benefit from education as a rehabilitation program, right from primary to secondary up to university level. On top of that, they've been able to participate in rehabilitation programs like shoemaking, tailoring, weaving, among others. And because of this training, their life has changed tremendously. They are able to socialize with other inmates, and it has created awareness amongst the rest of the inmates community because they now value persons living with disabilities. I wish to thank NUDIPU so much, and I also would like to encourage them to extend their services further to not only Upper Prison but also other prisons in Uganda. We thank the sponsors and we thank the administration of Upper Prison Luzira. Thank you so much.
My name is Kivugo Ismail Sekoyama, chairperson person living with disabilities in Luzira Upper Prison. First of all, before the NUDIPU coming here, I thank NUDIPU so much for having come here. That has led to our being recognized by everyone in this community. We are not segregated as before. Since they came here and trained us with world leaders, we interact peacefully. People have being helped. Administration have put there helpers like Mugume Charles helping people with disabilities in Ward 16. People with disabilities are only resided in lower Ward C, like a hospital cell, Ward 16, lower cell, and Ward 13. So these people are being helped so much. They are ever given very fast diet.
My name is Christine Naigaga. I am the Senior Rehabilitation and Integration Officer, currently working at UG Prison, Maction Bay. In prison, we have inmates with disability. I realize that disability does not take you away or off the case, but prison still has a mandate to keep you as a prisoner. If court brings you, to keep you as a prisoner within the prison.
So, as a way of recommendation, we appreciate that the collaboration with the NUDIPU, our partnership with the NUDIPU, has enhanced our management goals with the prisoners. The prisoners are living a more inclusive and happy life. So we want to recommend to NUDIPU to continue engaging the top management of Uganda Prison Service to ensure the policy development is always inclusive enough of this smaller population of our inmates that previously were not planned for in the general planning of prison development. We need policy inclusion, which will trickle down into implementation of services that takes care of all categories of inmates. I also encourage NUDIPU to engage more with the engineering gang department of Uganda Prison Service so that our infrastructural development design is inclusive enough of persons, especially with the movement disability. I thank you.